Okay, so the reason why I'm making this video is because while I was editing the thumbnail for the Tokyo Ghoul Chapter 53 analysis / discussion on the Volume 5 cover, I actually discovered something, which kind of fucking surprised me. There was a panel, as we know, in the latest chapter, Chapter 56 of Tokyo Ghoul, and I think we all know the panel where Eto gets cut in half. I'll have the picture on the screen for you to see it for yourself. On the picture, if you look closely, you'll see Eto raising, like, her arm and hand straight up into the sky. And at first glance, it doesn't look like anything that stands out of the ordinary. You're like, oh, she's just, you know, been cut in half, she's raising her hand straight up, hand and arm. And then, let's look at something that happened on Chapter 50. This is what I discovered. I was like, holy shit, when I started thinking about it. And it's very subtle by Ashita. On Chapter 50, as we know, Kaneki, or Sasuke, he lost his hand. His hand got chopped off. And you remember when I had that huge discussion on his hand of how that hand is probably going to be very vital because it fell down the building and you had it to where the CCG might think he is dead and he can leave or something? I remember talking in depth with that on that chapter review / analysis, and now seeing how this was done, there's 2 points I want to talk about. For one, the symbolism here. If we go to the panel in this chapter, the recent chapter, Chapter 56, and we put it right next to Kaneki getting his arm and hand cut off, and if you put them side by side, which I'll show right here, what does that look like to you? Think about that for a second. What does that look like to you? That looks like Eto is grabbing upward towards Kaneki's hand. Of course, his hand's not really there, but in terms of symbolism, we know there's something going on with Kaneki's hand. Because of the Joker card, to how, you know, the recent cover was, and all the red and stuff, we know something's up with his hand. Ashita's really wanting us to focus on that. And when you look at the hand, and when you look at what Eto is doing in this panel, and you put it side by side, and the way the hands' positions are, it looks like two hands being able to grab each other. It looks like Kaneki is trying to give Eto a hand. But let's really look at this, okay? As we know, Kaneki's pretty much just said, fuck that promise I made in the recent chapter. But, what if in his own twisted way, for instance, twisted love, I've covered this as well, in his own way or version of love, what if Kaneki was still trying to help out Eto in some way? And that is kind of Ashita letting us know he was trying to give Eto a helping hand. And also, let's also point out this. We know that Kaneki's arm fell off the skyscraper. Where's Eto at right now? She fell off the damn skyscraper. What does ghouls eat? Meat. Well, RC cells, technically, but they eat people. And so, what better way for Eto to survive if she is critically wounded, like if she really needs to eat something, than to eat the arm and hand of Kaneki down there? And also, what about how Kaneki is eating Eto and the Kakuja? That's some fucked up relationship right there. That's a really fucked up relationship. But I just wanted to point that out. When I was editing the thumbnail, I noticed the hand of Eto. And then I noticed, and I thought about like how Kaneki's or Sasuke's arm, when it got cut off and it was flipping, it was kind of like a lack of hope, loss of hope and stuff. And then seeing it and pairing it right side by side Eto, it kind of goes together. So yeah, tell me your thoughts on that in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.